Yeah, what are you doing? Voting against Arnold Schwarzenegger versus Michael Crezo. You could have seen us go pose for pose. But instead, you would like to see such classic superstars as Kevin Levrone from the 1995 Mr. Olympia event against a current competitor, Nick Walker. Now, Nick Walker, I don't want to say that he is shaped like a battle, but, maybe he would say Arnold Schwarzenegger has no legs. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I am pleased to present this matchup. And if you would please hit 500 likes on this video, no slapsticks, no comedy, just please the 500 likes and we will do the remaining requests, including me and Mike Crezo going pose for pose, like I said. But let's go, speaking of pose, let's go through these shots. And at first sight, I can tell you for sure, if you ask me, I think Kevin Levrone has much more flow, and he's just like a sculpture. You look at Nick Walker, and yes, he's a great big, just monstrous. He look like Franco Columbu on steroids, but my goodness, if you look at the flow, the midsection of Kevin Levrone, and I believe Kevin Levrone may be stepping forward ahead of past the line, because I do not believe he is that tall, although he is holding his legs in a more traditional sense. Ooh, this is a nice close-up one. Now you can see Kevin Levrone. His condition was fantastic back in 1995. Look at this. Unbelievable. Ooh, and I like the black and white pictures as well. Now Nick Walker, you can clearly see he has the development in the arms. I mean, my goodness, these would match mine. Arnold Schwarzenegger's arms, but you have to look at the flow, the midsection. Maybe if it was Max Muscle judging this, he would give it to Nick Walker because of the muscle condition and the size of Nick Walker. But asking Arnold Schwarzenegger, myself, I would go with Kevin Levrone in this pose. Now you go to the front lat spread, and you can see clearly it is a condition versus just sculpture-esque of this Kevin Levrone. I mean, this was the peak of bodybuilding, if you ask me. This was the beauty in the small midsections like we had in the 70s, coupled with that massive size brought on by, Dorian Yates. I don't want to talk good about Dorian. He never says much good about me, but, the guy was friggin' huge, just massive. And you look at Nick Walker in comparison, I mean, come on. I don't even think Max Muscle would give this to him based on the condition alone. You go to the side here, and like I said, ladies and gentlemen, you look at the 1990 bodybuilders. They had the small midsections. They had the great big man's chest, just like Maximus says, great big man's chest. And the condition, ooh, it is zoomed in on the pose. And now you can see maybe Nick Walker, he may get an edge as far as the deep condition, the thin skins of the actual athlete. But my goodness, when you look at Kevin Levrone, he looks like the Greek gods that they were carved out of marble. He's just almost as good as Arnold Schwarzenegger here. Kevin Levrone, he eats macaroni. Do it now. Come on. And here in the side tricep pose. This is fantastic, ladies and gentlemen. You look at Kevin Levrone, he is just bulging. He's bulging everywhere. You know what I mean? He's bulging. You get that feeling of backstage, and then you get that feeling in front of the audience. So he was bulging day and night. But anyway, you guys know what I mean. You guys know what I'm saying. I believe Arnold Schwarzenegger himself and Max Maximus himself would give this pose to Kevin Levrone. Excellent condition, I might add. And now, let us have a look at the backs, because as a bodybuilder, you have to dig down and do that extra little bit hard training to get the back up to par with that front. Everybody has good pecs and abs, but then when you turn around, if your back is weak, you just cannot be a great bodybuilder. In both cases, each pose, Kevin Levrone and Nick Walker, they display a pretty good rear lat spread, I would say, with Kevin Levrone getting an absolute edge as far as the size and muscularity is concerned. But you look at Nick Walker, and he would most certainly have the thinner skin and the condition. I'm telling you right now, this is a close matchup. Now go to the next shot. the next back shot. It's a rear double by. And this is a fantastic shot for Nick Walker. Look at this. Going by this pose alone, this man could be Mr. Olympia champion. I always loved hitting this shot myself. 1974, that rear double bicep. It would stand against any of these modern-day current competitors, Kevin Levrone included. You see Kevin Levrone, maybe a little bit wide in that rear lat spread, but when he goes to hit this shot here, maybe not quite as wide. He maybe hide away when he pose, with the big Nick Walker come right up with his shot and just open up. Show them who you are. And to that little guy in pumping iron, I wonder what happened to that little guy. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, this is a very good matchup, and this is just a great example of those 1990s competitors. You can keep the condition, you can keep the veins and striations everywhere. I will take Kevin Levrone's little trim midsection and V-taper. It's just like a dream. And the judges should pay more attention to the flow and maybe even have the bodybuilders hit at least one, maybe two classical shots, classical poses, and judge them. And maybe pay more attention to the posing routines themselves. But what does Arnold know? Come on! Go to the most muscular! In this shot here, oh my goodness, you look at Kevin Levrone. He looks like some sort of creature in a comic book. I used to watch comic books. We'd read comic books and watch the Hercules movies when I was a kid, or Edge Park, things of that nature. Maybe Steve Reeves stole the things of that nature from Maximus. Well, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do when you hit each pose? And you say pose every time. So Kevin Levrone, he is the clear winner in this most muscular shot. It is unbelievable. And if you ask Arnold Schwarzenegger, Kevin Levrone, 1995, he is the beating Nick Walker. Nick might be more muscular. He might have more condition. And Maximus, the owner of this channel, the CEO, proprietor of this channel, would probably give it to Nick Walker as well. But not Arnold Schwarzenegger, the man, the myth, the legend himself. I'd give it to Kevin Levrone. But enough about me. Let's talk about you. What do you think about me? Ladies and gentlemen, I really hope you enjoyed this one. Hit thumbs up on the video, 500 likes. We will see Michael Krizo versus Arnold Schwarzenegger pose for pose. Have a great one.